Okay, we're going to divide and subtract fractions in this question. Now, according to our BEDMAS order of operations, what do I deal with first, division or subtraction? Division, that's right. So we're going to deal with these two terms. Now, these brackets, in BEDMAS it says to deal with them first, but it's just one term inside of the bracket. There's nothing to simplify there. The brackets are really just to help us realize that this is -2. Now, since we're dividing a fraction by a whole number, it'll be best to turn that whole number into a fraction. How do I do that again? Over 1 first. When we go to divide, you're on the right track. You're just ahead. Now, we're going to deal with just the first two terms. And when I divide, I'll show you an example on the side. Let's say I have 5 and 2 divided by 4 and 3. When we divide, we keep the first fraction the same. We then change the operation to a multiplication question, and we invert or flip the fraction. So the fraction then becomes 3/4. From there, I use multiplication rules. Now, some of you are making the mistake of making the denominators the same. We only make the denominators the same when we're adding or subtracting fractions. Here we just multiply right across. So 5 by 3 would be 15, 2 by 4 would be 8, and that would be it. Okay? So, in this question, we keep the first term the same, 5/8. We change it to a multiplication question, and we invert the fraction. Now, this fraction has a negative sign.
It turns to a positive sign.
Well, no, it will stay negative. And I can either apply the negative to the top or the bottom. It won't make a difference. Okay? And the reason it won't make a difference we'll talk about right now. Really, this negative, think of it like -2 divided by 1. Well, that's a negative divided by a positive, so what type of answer will we get? Negative divided by positive? Negative. The same rules of multiplication. And if I put it on the bottom, it would be a positive divided by a negative. What type of answer would I get? Still a negative. So really, think of it as the entire term is negative. So in this case, it might be easier for you guys to think of this like a positive times a negative, which means our answer will for sure be what? Negative. Okay? And then when we've done that part, we could just focus on the actual numbers. 8 by 2 will give us 16. 5 by 1 will give us 5. So we have -16/5, subtract 1. Oh, I rewrote it, but I didn't flip it. Let's go back. Thank you. It should have been negative, oh my gosh, I wrote it again like that. 1/2. -1/2. Good eye. So that changes. Still the exact same process though. 8 by -1 is, right, or 8, and 5 by 2 gives us 10. So we have -8/10 subtract 1. Now we're subtracting where our denominators have to be the same. I can turn 1 into a fraction by, again, putting it above 1. The denominators need to be the same, so we're going to multiply both the top and the bottom by 10 to get a denominator of 10. -8/10, subtract 1/10. When we answer, our denominator will be the same because it's subtraction. And think of those negatives like they're applied to just the top terms in this case. So it's -8 minus 1. It's going to give us what? Anyone know?
-9.
Nice reaction. -9. Yes. I made another mistake. This should have been a 10. Terrible at this math. Should have you guys teaching. -8 minus 10 is what? There you go. That's your answer. -18/10. Thank goodness for you guys.